Good afternoon, Polly. How are you?
Hello, I am well, thank you. Nice to see you today.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay, so we're going to have a chat about all about HR and everything that the small business owner wants to know but doesn't know who to ask and how to get help. So
Yeah, it's a bit of a minefield, isn't it? You're taking people on, and often I come across companies who say to me, "We would take someone on startups, but we're so frightened that we don't know what to do. We're frightened of making a mistake." And the first thing I say, if you need the person, take them on. Because mostly you can sort everything out after they've started, and you should never let fear of the law be a barrier to to growing your business. So
yeah,
you can't grow your business without the people. So, you need to get on with it.
that is right. That is right. So I think one of the questions is, should people outsource their HR or should they keep it all in-house?
Okay, so it depends really on the size and type of the business. But essentially, if you're starting off or you're a small company, really with less than 10 people, right, that whilst it can be a real nuisance doing the HR duties, actually it probably isn't worth outsourcing. But you can consider outsourcing. Disadvantages of outsourcing, of course, is the cost. It's not a cheap thing. It's often the fees are calculated on the number of people that you have and the number of people you're going to have within the contract period.
Okay.
The cost is a disadvantage. Giving up control is a disadvantage. And you're not building up your knowledge base as a business owner or manager, of the difficulties of dealing with people and HR generally. I think outsourcing makes it, which can be an advantage and a disadvantage, a little bit impersonal. And people like the idea of having an HR facility or service that they can actually, access quite easily. So distance and is not as accessible to employees is an issue. Benefits, increased efficiency, better IT systems, usually when you're buying in that kind of service. You
Yeah.
get improved management information and access to better HR information and experience. So, the companies should have better skills and knowledge than you. That's what you're paying them for. It helps if you're worried about legislative compliance and things. Quite obviously, their responsibilities should include keeping employment records, and that saves a lot of management time. So sometimes the product is insured as well, so that if there is a claim made against you, you can actually offset the cost, or the cost can be totally paid by that insurance company. ARAG is an example of extremely good, competent insurance policy. Of course, that raises the costs, and again, depending on the amount that your payroll is, and depending on how many staff that you've actually got.
Right, okay.
So, advantages and disadvantages. Smaller businesses, realistically, it's not going to help you to outsource. It will help you, but the cost is going to outweigh that.
Yeah.
And I think there are a lot of people who think that outsourcing is a kind of, means they don't have to do anything. And that's just not true. You've still got to maintain your records. You've still got to, deal with people on a day-to-day basis. And so realistically, a bit of a mixed bag. Some companies like Peninsula, which is probably the brand leader,
Yeah.
they provide very good documents. Their help is, I've found in the past, is inconsistent. And whilst they'll cover your legal costs, they sometimes won't cover the costs of the claim itself. So, and in terms of keeping records of your staff and things, they don't really do that. So I think that's a belt and braces approach. They try to tie you in 3-year contracts.
Yeah.
It's not that expensive, but on the other hand, I think the benefits are quite small. Does
All
that
right.
answer
Okay. Yes.
Good.
I know that the FSB have some sort of. Do they have some sort of? Do you know about those
Yeah, I
HR
don't,
help?
I, I don't know the actual policies. I know that they provide insurance cover, and that can be a useful side benefit, but it's limited. I don't think they provide any kind of record keeping or advice kind of sections. It's only if you've got a problem that they'll step in and aid you with that.
All right. Okay. Okay. Perfect.